But everything started here on the 200 block of Chaparral Street, where police say a 19-year-old was murdered just a block away from the officer-involved shooting. The art of Mexican folk dance depicts traditional representations of gender and sexuality, but Colibri gives their own spin.
Taryn, about 16 or so children had their own special rodeo here, complete with pretend bull and horse bucking, support animals, trophies.
AAA expects prices to remain high in the upcoming months. So if you're planning a trip and plan on traveling far, plan accordingly.
Not only can people come out and enjoy the airplanes in the air, they can also come and sit and see how it's like to sit in the cockpit of an airplane.
Students will go into bathrooms
And record themselves, either removing soap dispensers like these or even removing whole toilets.
This is a spot where Ana Lopez Cortez would find her SUV ransacked, left with only a couple of pairs of heels left behind. Pieces of shattered glass from the passenger side window still remain.
Mask on or mask off. Many Californians still have questions regarding California's mask mandate change on June 15th.
The mural did take extensive damage, with tire marks starting from beginning to the end of the lettering. Police say grooves are dug into the piece itself.
And I heard the first shot, I ran away.
Gunshots early morning at around 1:45 a.m. on Tuesday. Salinas PD responding to a victim dead on the scene, and later police saw someone drive away at high speed and performed a traffic stop. That's when Salinas police say the officer-involved shooting occurred. A witness was there when the shooting happened.
And then I just heard multiple shots after, and then I ran and got back inside the house, and I'm just trying to catch my breath. And then 10 minutes pass by, I go outside and I see the guy already on the floor bleeding, and he was already shot.
The Monterey County District Attorney is currently investigating the shooting involving one officer and one suspect. The suspect was wounded but didn't have life-threatening injuries.
I could tell the gunshots were nearby, my house, because the fruit store is it's built with metal. So I heard the little clank in there, and I was like, oh, yep, this is nearby.
But everything started here on the 200 block of Chaparral Street, where police say a 19-year-old was murdered just a block away from the officer-involved shooting.
Salinas PD says the homicide and officer-involved shooting are related, but won't say exactly how. Right now, Salinas PD is in charge of the homicide investigation, while the district attorney is in charge of the shooting.
Both of these incidents obviously happened in the vicinity of one another. Both independent crime scenes are related.
The DA said they don't know if the suspect was armed, but says the Attorney General did not respond to the incident and usually does when they are not armed. In Salinas, Stephanie Aceves, KION News Channel 546. Josh, I spoke with some residents and parents who say the images they came across are appalling, but ultimately aren't surprised that this is happening.
Even as a joke, racism is racism.
Controversy is erupting at Salinas High School, and now an investigation, all stemming from videos and posts circulating this weekend depicting students posing with a black baby doll named Shaniqua on an Instagram account. One video shows people stomping on the doll. Other pictures put the doll in sexually suggestive situations. That Instagram account has since been deactivated, but it's still causing quite a stir in the community. One Salinas High parent says she isn't surprised by these posts.
These kids feel comfortable enough to do this on campus at a football game where there's parents, where there's staff members, and other children. And you're going to tell me out of all the staff being around and even parents, nobody saw this go on? Nobody saw that there was something wrong with this?
Two members of the African American Advisory Committee for the school district says these posts are just a symptom of a larger issue permeating the culture at some schools, ones that need to be addressed, including a lack of diversity education.
Some of the things in those pictures and that was with that doll are stereotypes, direct stereotypes of African Americans.
How we can address this is through education. A lot of these kids don't know the insensitivity of their actions because they don't know the historical. They don't know the historical facts based on that.
The Salinas Union High School District says they're looking into these posts, stating the administration promptly initiated a full investigation which will include identifying those who are directly involved. Parents say this isn't the first time something like this has happened at Salinas High, saying change can only start in the home.
You got to have these awkward conversations. Yes, it's tough to have this conversation with your babies. I get it. But you have to have these conversations to avoid them putting themselves in situations like this. Yes. Because if you don't have it, it's going to continue to happen.
The district is currently working on identifying everyone in the pictures. They had no comment regarding any disciplinary action, but will continue following this story as we learn more. In Salinas, Stephanie Aceves, KION News Channel 546.
Through every twist and turn of their rainbow-colored faldas, the harmonious strumming of the guitar, and the rhythmic tapping of shoes, the Ensamble Folclórico Colibrí is providing a space for those in the LGBTQ+ community. For Juan Serrano, who joined the group in 2019, this allows him to express himself freely.
Antes de entrar al grupo,
Before joining the group, I stopped smiling. I practically stopped smiling. Now when I put on my boots, pants, jacket, and sombrero, I feel excited.
I myself now identify as non-binary, and it is important for us to encompass everyone.
Since the age of 10, co-founder of the Ensamble Folclórico Colibrí, Arturo Magaña, has been in the arts in Mexico, but it wasn't until they immigrated to the U.S. that they lost a sense of belonging. They were in various groups before, but never felt truly represented in their work.
And though I was representing Mexico and I was representing my heritage and my culture, I still felt that I was not representing my identity.
It was then that they decided to start their own group in 2015, one of the first LGBTQ+ folklorico groups in the world, redefining the traditional boundaries in the centuries-old practice.
I still felt that I was going back into a closet because I was given the role of the father, the role of the groom, the role of the brother on stage, or representing a very linear existence. We're not here to change history. We're here to add our stories.
The art of Mexican folk dance depicts traditional representations of gender and sexuality, but Colibrí gives their own spin by having the men don skirts just like these.
Permite expresarnos tal y como somos.
It allows us to express ourselves authentically, and it makes us feel secure within the group and sure of ourselves when we go out and dance.
The more we embrace each other, and the more we accept that it's not so much about your label, but about being one kind of human being, the easier it'll be for everyone to just be happy with each other.
Magaña says that more and more groups like Colibrí are popping up and hopes that one day Colibrí is no longer an outlier. In Salinas, Stephanie Aceves, KION News Channel 546.